Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about your 2020 parenting goals.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I am going to be talking about your 2020 parenting goals. Ryan, what the are you talking about? Hey, I'm talking about living this life, this parenting life, with some intentionality. Like, I am an observer of people. I coach people, like to see trends, and those who have intentionality around their parenting and have a plan about what it is they want to accomplish seem to be those parents that are organized and they have a goal ahead of them, and their kids tend to be on the amazing side. Let's just put it that way. And I'm fortunate enough to have some friends that we swap parenting ideas and how we discipline them and boundaries we create and all kinds of stuff. And the more I talk with these parents, the more I see similarities in our parenting style, but more importantly, the end product, which are respectful, disciplined children who are thoughtful and think of others. And just want to, and I'll share with you. It's in my book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, 40 Powerful Lessons to Become a Powerful Dad. My ultimate goal, I'll share this with you guys, and this is what I base a lot of my parenting decisions off of. It's very simple. I heard my pastor say this years ago. He goes, every single parent's goal is the same, or should be the same. And when I say this, you're all going to go, oh yeah, that's what I want. My ultimate goal is to have the respect of my adult children. And he followed up with this, and this is what makes it even more powerful. No thing, and men out there, or no fling will ever get in the way of that. My ultimate goal is to have the respect of my adult children, and no thing or no fling will get in the way of that. So no thing could be your job, your career, your desire for fancy, shiny things such as bigger houses or nicer cars or faster cars, or addiction, right? We have enough self-control where we don't let something take over us, whether that be gambling or drugs, and no fling, no momentary lapse in judgment and weakness, because how damaging could that be to my family? For what? Right? Anything could be mended, but once trust has been broken, what's the damage? Not only does it do to my wife, but my children, and ultimately my integrity and the way people view me in the world. My name is all I have, and I should honor it as I teach my children to do so. And that sentence, or two sentences, of my goal keeps me grounded and reminds me of how I need to show up for my own children. I'll share with you this also. I've coached a few people around this, but it's a powerful thing. My wife came across in like a parenting magazine or something at some point that it was an article, and it was a contract to self about what we would do as parents. And it was a tear out in the magazine, and we've done a new version of it for ourselves. But we wrote down the 10 top things we want to achieve as parents, right? And it takes some time to think about, analyze, agree upon, and then we both signed it and dated it, and it hangs on our refrigerator. What is it that you want to accomplish? And I'll tell you this, I'm asking you a very specific question. What is it that you want to accomplish as a parent? What do you want from your children in the year 2020? How do you want to grow? And I'll tell you, there are going to be a tendency for you to be like, well, I don't want to be like my parents. You'll write that down. I don't want to be like, no. What does that look like for you? What are you going to do that's different? So if dad was absent or mom wasn't always present, right? Say, I'm going to be more present with my children in these ways, and you list them. I'm going to talk to my children, not yell at my children. I'm going to, right? But we start off, I'm going to talk to them and specifying I'm not going to yell. What is it that you're going to do in 2020 as a parent? Are you going to attend all their games? Are you going to take time off for things that are important, not just when they're super sick? That, oh, I'm going to take a sick day because I have to. Why don't we take a sick day to just go to the park and play hooky with them? What is it that you're going to do in 2020 that's different than 2019? And honestly, 10 years from now, you got a whole decade. 10 years from now, what do you want that to look like? For me, my kids are going to be 18 and 12. What? It's a mind blow. What's going to be happening? What college is he going to be going off to? Will he be going to college? How will I support him in that? What do I want to do? Do I want to visit 10 college campuses with him? That may be a little far-fetched, but what is it that you can do to make sure that your parenting experience this year is stronger than it was last year? Take the next few days to write some of these things down. Put them somewhere that's safe, or a place that will remind you. And then reflect back on that. I literally just came across something I wrote out in May for some goals around some things I wanted to accomplish this year. And it's so interesting how those particular things, with the exception of one, really came to fruition. And it was a list of like 10 things. And it's exciting to know that when you write things down with intentionality and come across them later on, that you accomplish them. And it's going to be no different for you in your parenting journey. So again, I encourage you in these last few days of the year, as you're gearing up for the new year and maybe plotting out some New Year's resolutions, make one or two around parenting and what you would like to improve upon, so that you can empower your kids even more in 2020. We'll see you next year, where we're going to be doing only a weekly podcast, but there will be a little bit more meat on the bone than these 8 to 15 minute ones. Have a happy new year. We'll see you next year.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.